Yep.
Okay, we are live, everybody. Okay. And it's 7 o'clock, about.
Okay, when we're done, we'll do it.
6:59.
Sad.
It happens.
Okay, 7 o'clock.
We need to move the camera.
Yeah, because we're not in the meeting again.
Hang on, I'll do it.
I'll get it.
You just hear my voice.
I'll do it, so that way you can sit down in it.
Okay. Just back it up and towards that way.
Damn.
A little bit more. A little bit more.
Oh, there I am now.
That's good. That's good right there. Yeah, there you go. That's got everybody in it.
Not me, no, I'm the home.
Yeah, okay. No, that's good.
That's about it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you. All right, time for let's do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's call the meeting to order. Can you do the roll call?
Ryan, will you please?
Here.
Camille Wilcox? Here. President Bain?
Here.
Trustee G? Here. Trustee Gerritsen?
Here.
Trustee Wolford?
Here?
Tom
Okay.
Green?
Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Any
I'll
comments?
second it. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Second?
Yep.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Motion to approve the minutes, and again, these are minutes from the business meeting on September 28th. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Next on the list is to approve the bills, and before we approve the bills, I will go over the bills with everybody. They're a little much this time. They total $34,998.92, and I'll explain that in a minute. We spent $105 for test samples on the sewer, and $129.50 on the test samples for the sewer, and $54 test samples for the sewer, $36 test sample for the sewer, $72 for testing on the water, $454.43 for MediaCom, which is our utilities, $201.93 were for bolts for our street signs, put up the rest of our speed limit signs. We ran out, and they were on back order for quite a while, and we finally got them in. The reason they take so long is they're tamper-proof, okay? Johnson Tractor, we had to get parts for the Kubota, 10527. Risk Management Association takes care of all our insurances, our liability insurances, our buildings, our vehicles, et cetera. And the bill for that was $23,071.48, and we budgeted $28,000 for that bill, so we were under budget on that, so that's good. And then Strand Engineering started work on the Highway 173 project, and that was 86106. Nicor for our Cloud Mist facility, 4161. On South Worcester, which is the sewer plant, 13749. ComEd on Worcester, 4277. All the other utilities, 353496 and 79086 and 11999. And then we got some street paint at Ace Hardware for 5146 to paint parking spaces and crosswalks and things like that. And to finish up our audit, our annual audit for fiscal year 2020, $5,000 for WIP, LFI, LLP, which is the auditors, and $188 for printer supplies. Total $34,988. $30,054.23 came out of the general fund, and $49,98.69 came out of the water and sewer fund. So with that, can I have a motion to approve the bills?
I've got one quick question.
Yeah.
With the risk management, is that once a year or is that?
Once a year.
Okay, just curious, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
I'll
Okay, can I have
second.
a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all roll call, please.
Trustee Wakely?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
President Bain?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Derrickson?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
Okay, now, along with that, I have underneath here the task order project, which is, Strand's going to do the design work for the water main replacement, when IDOT comes through, and we got, $92,000 in change from, this ARP fund, the American Replacement Recovery Plan, which is the COVID-19, thing, and we can use that money on infrastructure, water, wastewater, and stormwater management. So this is $20,000 of that money that, that I am going to pay, Strand to do this task order with. And we don't have to get prior approval from ARP to do this, we just gotta let them know that we're doing it. I have to do an annual spending report for them, and I just sent them the annual spending report. It was due by the 31st, and this is included in that, but we need the minutes to show that we actually approved this expenditure under those conditions. So, as a separate item, I'd like a motion to spend the $20,000.
Were we gonna do a resolution, or did you?
Well, we don't need to.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
According to what they told me, that you can do it, an ordinance, a resolution, or as needed by the municipality. And I felt like the minutes should suffice that we approve this,
Okay.
okay? If they want a resolution, they can always write one, but I don't think they really need it, so we'll see, okay? So, I would like a motion to spend $20,000 of that ARP fund on this,
I'll make a motion.
and I'd like a second,
I'll second that.
okay? And can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Wakely?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
President Bain?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Derrickson?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Now, public comments, do we have any public comments this evening? Okay, then we'll move on to that. We don't have any old business. Say that again?
Will we be able to ask questions later?
Well, this is your opportunity now.
Well, I'm curious about some of these things with the financial report, so why do we ask about that later?
Yeah, all right, I'll open that up for discussion when we get to it, okay? All right. Anything else? Okay. We don't have any old business, and we don't have any new business that I know of, okay? So, again, I want to approve, $35,000 for the automatic transfer switch for the generator at the wastewater plant, and this will also come out of those ARP funds, and it meets the guidelines that they gave us. If we don't do that, then every time we have an outage over there, somebody's gotta go over there and hook it up and turn it on and make sure it's running properly and everything else is. And, that's not always timely. And especially with a wastewater plant, that's not something that we want to let happen. If it was a water plant, if it was an outage for the water system, and the pumps didn't run, there's enough water in the water tower to pressurize and run the water system safely until we get somebody out there to get everything started up. But the sewer plant is an entirely different animal, okay? So, I would like a motion to approve the $35,000 for the transfer switch.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Trustee Wakely?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
President Bain?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Derrickson?
Aye.
And Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, Muni Code. Just so everybody knows, we have a working website now, it's villageofcapron.net. I hope you all go visit it. There's a lot of useful information on there, and we're adding to it almost daily, okay? So there's information about our meetings, the agendas are posted on there, the minutes will be posted on there, all our codes are posted on there, and since 2018, all the added ordinance numbers are on there, so you can see if If there's been any additions or any changes that you can come in and look at or ask for, we'll be glad to help you out with that. And contact information, and you can pay your bills on there. You can watch the streaming of his meeting from there. It's a very nice looking website, okay? All right. Ordinance number 21-7, this is our annual tax levy. We're required to do a tax levy every year, and basically what this comes down to is we're asking the county to give us a slice of the pie, okay? We're allowed to ask for 105% of last year's tax levy. So last year's tax levy was something like $61,647, and I can ask for 105% of that, which comes out to a little over $64,000. So I'll read this, and again, if there's any questions in the audience for this, I'll be glad to try to answer them as best I can. An ordinance making the annual tax levy for the village of Capron, Boone County, Illinois for the fiscal year 2022, beginning on May 1st, 2021, and ending on April 30th, 2022. Whereas the Board of Trustees of the Village of Capron, Boone County, Illinois did on 27 July 2021 pass an annual budget for said village for the fiscal year beginning 1 May 2021 and ending on 30 April 2022, the amount of which is ascertained to be in the aggregate sum of $1,272,095. Now therefore it be ordained by the village president and the Board of Trustees of the Village of Capron, Boone County, Illinois, Section 1, that there be and is hereby levied upon all taxable property within the corporate limits of said village, subject to taxation for the year 2022, the total sum of $64,050 for the following specific purposes designated in the said budget and in the respective sums as indicated in the attached Exhibit A, incorporated herein and by reference as follows. Fund name is corporate. The levy request is $31,143. There was no request for bonds and interest. There was no request for road and bridge. For audit, there was a request for $4,969.50. Liability insurance, $23,000. Street lighting, $2,155. And Social Security, $27,8250. And I noticed at the bottom that we have a typo, which should be $64,050 and not $54,050. So we'll have to get that amended. That the village clerk shall make and file with the county clerk of said county of Boone on or before the last Tuesday in December a duly certified copy of this ordinance. That if any section, subdivision, or sentence of this ordinance shall for any reason be held invalid or to be unconstitutional, such determination shall not affect the validity of the remaining portion of this ordinance. That this ordinance shall be in full force and effect after its adoption as provided by law. Going to be adopted today pursuant to a roll call of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Capron. Any questions? Okay.
Basically, we're asking for our share of the property tax pie.
Huh?
He said basically we're asking for our share of the property tax.
Oh, yeah,
pie.
that's basically what this comes down to. Yep, yep. If we get lucky, we'll get $64,000. Last year we got,
Why do we have to get lucky? Why are we not going to?
because they're not, just because we ask for it doesn't mean we're gonna get it.
Who are we asking?
We're asking the county. And they will make the determination on what we get.
Well, it also varies based on the assessed value of the property by the assessor. So if the assessed value changes, it may fluctuate the number up and down a bit. And it's,
So you never really know what you're gonna get till you get it.
The bottom line is that it's something.
it's gonna be,
yeah,
it's
oh,
gonna be
yeah.
very close to that.
Yeah, yeah, well, it's gonna be something, okay? I don't think it'll be less than what we got last year, but I'm allowed to ask for 5% above what we got last year.
What did we
So,
get last year?
we got $61,647.
And that money just goes into our general fund?
Goes into our general fund, yes.
Is that how much we, that's how much we levied, is that exactly?
No, that's what we got.
Okay, that's
That was the
exactly
tax,
what
that
we
was the
levied.
extension, that was the tax extension, okay? Yeah, what happens is we'll send this in, and then they will send us what's called a tax extension, which tells us how much money we're gonna get and where it's coming from, okay? So this fund name, like corporate, all right, you know, businesses pay different tax than homeowners. So we're asking for the bulk of this money to come from corporate entities, not from individual taxpayers.
So, can I make it, for the clerk's benefit, I'm gonna modify this as a scrivener's error, it's a typo, that's a 54,
Yeah.
change that to 64.
Yeah.
I don't even think it needs a motion to amend or anything, it's just a typo.
Yeah, it's just a typo. Okay, so we have to do this every year, all right? So, and like it said, it's due in December, and I don't wanna wait till the last minute to get this stuff done. The same thing with our budget. I'm not gonna wait till August to pass a budget for a year that starts in May, so we'll have a budget ready for the beginning of next year when it's supposed to be. So can I have a motion to approve this ordinance?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
And roll call, please.
Trustee Wakeling?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
President Bing?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Gerson?
Aye.
Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Next thing on the agenda. Mr. Wakely, we went around and, you showed everybody the material that we asked for this sucker.
Yep.
Okay, so, now's the time to spend the money. I think it was close to like $1,900.
Yeah, it'd be 1,975.
All right, so I need a motion to approve purchase of and installation of this new awning. Can I have a motion?
I'll
I'll
make a
make-
motion to purchase and install.
All right, second,
I'll second it.
roll call, please.
Trustee Wakeling?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
President Bing?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Gerson?
Aye.
Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next on the agenda is our open trustee position. We have Aaron Galassi here, and we talked about this at our committee meeting. So, if anybody has any questions they want to ask or anything from Aaron before we do this, now's the time to do that. Okay, then can I have a motion
Hold
to?
on, hold on, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a-
Yes,
I'm just curious about the process before you.
okay, this is governed by the Illinois statute, okay? And what it says is when there's a vacancy, okay, I have 30 days to nominate a person to the board, and with the advice and consent of the board, to appoint that person as a trustee. If they don't, then we get to do the whole process over again, and I have to nominate a second person to be appointed. And if they don't approve that, then I get to appoint anybody I want to.
Until,
And it's not, it's just, but the difference is if he's appointed, he gets to serve out the entire term of the person that he's replacing. If not, it's a temporary position until we can have an election.
Actually, the rule is if the first one's not approved, you go to a second one. If the second one's not approved, then the mayor can go back to the first two and pick one of those two
Right.
to temporarily serve in that position until such time as the board can agree on a candidate. So the mayor's the only one who can put a name forward. He put Aaron's name forward, and he's asking, I assume you're gonna ask for a motion to approve.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a motion to approve the nomination for Aaron to be a new trustee.
I'll make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
I wanna do a roll call vote.
Trustee Wakeling?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
President Bing?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Gerson?
aye.
Trustee Wolford?
Aye.
All right, so, now I gotta swear you in. Let's do it over.
Come forward.
Come on.
Yeah, let's do it right here.
We want everybody to see you.
So, after me, okay? I, Aaron Galassi,
I, Aaron Galassi,
having been appointed to the position of trustee for the village of Capron,
having been appointed to the
the position of trustee
position of trustee
for the village of
for
Capron
the village of Capron
and the county of Boone,
and the county of Boone,
state of Illinois,
state of Illinois,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and I will fully discharge the duties of the office to which I've been appointed,
and I will fully discharge
the duties of the office to which I've been appointed,
the duties of the office to which I've been appointed
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
There you go. Thank you. You come over here and sit down, and sign this. Okay?
And I agree with you, Forrest.
All right, we have a full board now. And it's not B-O-R-E-D.
Welcome
All
to
right,
the
next on the
Thunderdome.
agenda is this intergovernmental agreement that we're going to go into with the township to take care of our roads during the winter for the next 4 years. Okay, so this is resolution number R-20, this should be 1-R-21, I think, okay? I'll double check, the number on this before we put it away. The resolution of the Village of Capron, Illinois, approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Capron, Illinois, Boone County, Illinois, and the Township of Boone, Illinois. Whereas the Village of Capron, Illinois, desires to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Township of Boone, Illinois, with regard to snow removal within the Village of Capron, and whereas the village and township have reached an accord as to the terms and conditions of the expenses for the intergovernmental agreement, and whereas the village and township have memorialized such terms and conditions in the agreement attached hereto as Exhibit A and incorporated herein, and whereas the village has determined it is in the best interest of the village and its citizens to enter into this agreement. Whereas the village now desires to approve a said agreement and authorize the village president to execute the agreement and the village clerk to attest the same. Now therefore, be it resolved by the president and board of trustees of the Village of Capron, Boone County, Illinois, that the foregoing recitals are incorporated herein and made part thereof. By the adoption of this resolution, the board of trustees approves the Village of Capron entering into the attached agreement or one in substantially similar form, and authorizes the village president to execute the same. The village clerk of Capron will attach the same after the signature of the village president. As you remember, we're going to give them a truck, a plow, and a salt spreader that we valued at $42,000, and in return, they are going to take care of our roads for the next 4 years, totally, for the winter. Yes.
Well, I understand there was some question about some of the specific language. And I heard some of that, and that's fine. But the comment about 2 inches is a good one, 2 inches of snow. The way that resolution is worded, and I do this on purpose in all the communities that I work with, it says the attached agreement or one in substantially similar form. That it's not that uncommon that after the authorization, there's some minor tweaking of the agreement. If business terms change, if there's a significant change, then we'd have to come back.
Yeah, like
But-
I can't arbitrarily change the price of the equipment or the length of the term of the, but if there's an and or an or that needs to be changed.
Well, and clarifying that plow or salt all roads of the village as needed, if you wanted to change that to, when there is a minimum of 2 inches of snow on the ground, or, I'm pretty sure the township's standard is plow at 2 inches, but we can double check that, and we can go ahead and add a phrase to that effect. I don't think that's a bad modification at all.
Yeah, they're fully in a, this was put together between Tom and the township attorney, so they both know what this says. So if we need to tweak this a little bit, I don't think it's gonna make much difference to anybody.
Good, then I would like that done, please.
Okay, so we'll talk with them about that. Honestly, the agreement they originally sent over needed a bit of modification.
Yeah.
And I really changed it quite a bit, clarify a few points, like if they stop after 2 years, well, then we get our truck back, but if they go the full 4 years, then that, they get to keep the truck, and then in year 5, it renews, it goes for 4 years, then it renews for a 3-year term on mutual agreement of the parties, and you'd have to work out a hourly rate or a, seasonal rate or whatever. What the mayor will have to sit down with the township supervisor or road superintendent, and then come back to the board and say, okay, we worked it out, it's gonna be, $50 an hour, or whatever deal you make. Some of the communities I represent have different deals.
Now,
Could we have something that says minimum of 2 inches or as determined by the village? And the reason why I say that is if we have blowing and drifting, maybe it didn't snow at all, but now we've got a lot of our roads that are packed with snow because of the blowing, and then we would contact them and say, we need you to come out.
Yeah, Well, we've Saturday they can go out and remove snowdrift. We still have
That's
the
true.
dump truck with a plow on it.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, that's right.
So if we need to just do something like a quick fix, Charlie can take care of that.
I also think, Mr. President, probably a good idea for you to talk to your contact over there.
Yeah.
As opposed to me talking to Nate, and me talking to
Yeah.
whoever, and then they talk to me, and they talk to me, and then I talk to.
I'll talk to
Dave.
Norm
It just
and-
costs you money doing it that way.
Yeah, I'll talk to Norm and see if we can clarify that one statement a little better, okay?
Okay.
And
That'd be
then I'll
great.
let you know what we did.
Or it could say
Okay.
on our demand, you know, they
Yeah.
will follow on our demand.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of what I
We call
was,
up and say,
yeah.
we want you to come plow, then they gotta come plow.
Minimum of 2 inches or on demand. That'd be great.
Okay,
So,
all right.
That puts us in the driver's seat instead of,
so talk to them.
Okay,
you know.
all right,
But
okay.
Camille, I think what's being said is that we can still approve this, and as long as
Yes.
it's still,
You know, is it per month?
Absolutely.
Per hour, or what after this contract?
No, we haven't talked about that yet. I think that's putting the cart before the horse right now.
Estimation of what they charge other people, other villages.
Well, that'll be in 4 years, and it'll be a negotiated rate, it'll be based on what they may charge other people, but, I mean, I do a couple other communities that have townships plow for them, and it's, they don't even do an extensive intergovernmental agreement, which I think we needed here because of the unique way we're doing this, but it's just here's a proposal, we'll plow for $50 an hour, or whatever.
I just wondered what they would charge to a village, if, you know.
And if we don't like, if in 4 years, we don't like whatever they're proposing, then we can hire somebody else.
I think you walk by another truck, right?
The only problem, I thought about contracting this out, and my problem with that is if you contract this out to a snow plowing business, you know, they do driveways and parking lots and stuff. I don't know how you're gonna say, you gotta come and do Capron first, okay? Depending on,
Can we really say that to the township?
but the township is giving us a dedicated person and a dedicated truck. So that's not an issue. If they were just gonna use their crew as they have it, yes, but he told us he's hiring a person to do this, okay? And, you know, that was my other concern, okay, so.
and that's why this minimum 2 inches language is gonna be added, so that we have that little bit of reassurance that, okay, no matter how they stack us, they're gonna be here.
Yeah,
What if you get a half an inch of snow and you got blazing ice under it?
yeah, but
And you still leave it
the thing is, the township goes out and treats their roads, and they're gonna treat our roads the same as they treat their roads. So if there's a half inch of snow on the ground, they're gonna come out and spread salt on it, okay? You know?
and I think,
Otherwise, we had that on demand, right? So that we
Yeah.
could just call them and
Yeah.
say, hey.
I got Norm's phone number, I got Shane's phone number. I
Good
can
question.
call him. It's not an issue, okay?
and I
Now-
think like the president said too, we do still have, a truck with a plow, and I believe a second salt spreader.
Yes,
So
we do,
if there
yeah.
are things, we've still got somebody on our payroll
You know,
specifically
if there's
that
a
can
slick
go
corner
and,
around there, or
Yeah.
just snow drifting it, we can get rid of it, okay? So it's not an issue, we got it, we got the Kubota, we got capability to fix minor issues, all right? I'm talking about, you know, all the streets and everything, that's a whole different animal, so. Does anybody want me to read this entire intergovernmental agreement? I don't want to, okay?
So my only
All right.
question then is, when would I expect to see this?
I'll get you a copy of it as soon as it's signed by everybody.
Well,
if you
No,
want
I
it.
mean, the
as far as
addition.
change.
I suggested Steve reach out first. I mean, Nate owes me a phone call anyway, and I'll ask him, but I like the idea of Steve, you speaking with the township.
I'll call
And then
Norm
you'll send
tomorrow.
us an email
I'll
or
talk to Norm
something?
about that tomorrow.
Okay.
And I'll let you know what we said, okay?
Okay,
All right,
good.
okay. So, can I have a motion to approve, this resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, I think we should do a roll call on this.
Trustee Weekly?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox?
Aye.
Trustee
DeLacy?
Lacy?
Aye.
President Bing?
Aye.
Trustee Agee?
Aye.
Trustee Derrickson?
Aye.
Trustee Wilcox? Aye.
Motion passes, thank you. I think that's a big deal, okay?
I think that's gonna be
Trustee
really
Wilcox,
good.
do you have anything to talk about?
Nothing at this time?
Okay, trustee Durson, you got anything?
Just that the maintenance will be started on, the generators, come Monday.
Okay.
And then, he's been waiting for our approval and for the parts for the transfer switch. Now that we've approved the transfer switch, he will be able to start, as soon as he's done
You're
with,
talking about the transfer switch at the sewer plant or the lift station?
at the lift station.
Because we approved that one.
Right,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's right, I'm sorry. But as soon as he's done with the maintenance on the generators, he will start plumbing, or not plumbing, but piping and wiring everything, and then as soon as he gets the actual transfer switch, which is, excuse me, been on back order because everything's just difficult to get right now. As soon as he gets that, he'll be able to basically plug and play.
Okay.
And we'll be good to go on
All
that.
right, good, thank you. All right, trustee Walfart.
Okay. Starting, I guess, with the banks, what we have. The general fund has $614,700.66. The water fund has a total of $688,977.13. So we're doing pretty good. The general fund, total expenses, the current budget total expenses so far is $263,575. The estimated actual was $232,832.86. And then for, let's see, still saying under general fund, total expenses. Is this for the office though? This is different?
Here, on the, I'll help you out, all right? For the general fund, our estimated revenue was $407,900. And as of now, the estimated revenue is $546,717. So we're getting more money than we thought we did. Under expenses, this is just for the office, 47.2 was the budget. Currently, we estimate it to be 19.1, okay? And for all the other stuff that deals with the administrative portion of the business, we estimated expenses at 263.5, and it's extrapolating out at 232.8, so we're under budget there. On the water side, actually on the MFT, the motor fuel tax, we estimated to take in 96.6, and we're estimated now to take in 98.485. And expenses were estimated to be 90,000, and, I'm sorry, 90,000, and to date it's only 765. There was a reason for that. I wanted to wait till the audit was done. We just finished up, IDOT just finished up the MFT audit. There was some allegations made, and they bumped up to the top of the audit list to make sure that everything was clean. It seems to be, we probably owe them like $600. And they also told us that we have $89,000 in the MFT fund that doesn't need to be there. We should move it back into the general fund. It says MFT is restricted money, and the general fund is not. We can use it as we feel appropriate. That's gonna free us up some money to do some things that we need to do. And then, on the, water side, water sewer, we estimated to take in $775,550. And now the estimate is $956,418, so that's quite a bit higher. And the estimated expenses on the water side were $366,165, and now they're estimated to be $267,785. So that's better also. And on the sewer side, estimated expenses were $408,555, and right now they're sitting estimated to be $71,900. But that's gonna change because we just got the bill today for the principal payment on the bond issue for the sewer plant. which is 245, and that's okay, because we budgeted for that, so it's in here, okay? So overall, we're within budget in most places, and like I said, when we get to December, and we're looking at the November financial report, that will be 6 months into our fiscal year, and then we'll have a real accurate idea of how much money we're spending and where it's going, and then we can go through this thing when necessary, item by item, and reconcile the budget, so if we spent a little too much over here and not enough over there, we can balance it out. We're allowed to do that as long as we don't change the overall amount of the original budget. You had some questions.
What is the source of revenue for the MFT fund?
The MFT fund, a lot of it comes from Casey.
So there's a gas tax there that goes to.
That's the
MFT,
gas tax.
motor fuel tax,
Yeah.
yeah.
For what
Motor fuel
purpose?
tax,
You
yeah.
said that was restricted funds, so for what purpose is the money go?
You can only use that money on certain things that have to be approved by the state before you can do it. Like for instance, you can't buy a truck to plow your roads, but if you buy a truck, you can rent it to yourself to plow the roads, okay?
Well, my question is, for what specific purpose is the use that money?
You pave roads,
Pave the road?
Primarily road repair.
primarily road repair, but it's a long drawn out process to use this money for anything, all right? There's a lot of paperwork that has to be filled out, and most people end up using their general fund instead of the MFT money because it's such a hassle to get this done. But after this audit is over with, and I know how much money we actually have or don't have in this fund, then I'm gonna work with our engineer, Ryan Wood, out of Strand Engineering, and see, I've got a couple of projects. I wanna fix this pole across the street from the fire department on Ogden, and I wanna repay First Street, because it's more of a dirt road than a road right now. But I've got quotes for that, but I didn't wanna spend any money until I found out how much money we got. So, we should be getting he finished up this week. We should be getting a report from him shortly, telling us exactly where we stand. And then I'll get with our public works director, our employee, and get that working, okay?
According to this, we have about, just in my head, we have about $1.5 million of cash.
Well,
How
if
much-
you
how
add
much
all
of
the,
that-
if you add all these up, that's what they come to. So you got the 614 in the general fund, 259 in the MFT fund, and 688 in the water fund. All that adds up to about $1.5 million.
Yeah, that's what I just said. How much of that is budgeted? In other words, if we take the amount that we have budgeted, expense-wise, what sort of reserve do we have?
We probably have about $500,000 in reserve in the general fund, all right? And all the money in the water fund is reserve money.
No,
But it's for the water.
Spent, isn't it?
Hmm?
So that is already budgeted to be spent, isn't it?
No. No.
So what is the ultimate, if we have that much money in reserve, what's
Well,
that money eventually gonna go for?
well, eventually it's gonna go to replace the water main and a bunch of other equipment that needs to be replaced. I just got a quote today, because I was told that the operating system for our sewer plant is now obsolete. You cannot replace it. So if it breaks, if it goes down, then that plant has to be run manually until we get a new system in place. I just got a quote today, the system is just under $100,000. So, we're gonna have to take a look at the end of the fiscal year, okay? And see what we have in all these funds, because I really don't know what the accounting practices were before I sat down in this chair. I know what the balances were. I think we had like $449,000 in the general fund as of May 1st, which is the beginning of the fiscal year, okay? So to me, that means we have $449,000 in reserve. But spending it just because we have it, there's a lot of working pieces in this village, even though it's a little village. But there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been paid attention to for quite a long time. And I'm going back many years, not just the last 4 or 6 years, okay? So, I mean, all our roads could use some work. Our sewer lines need to be taken a look at, they're old, at least get them scoped. There's a system where you can put cameras down there and see what's going on. The difference between sewer lines and water lines is water lines are pressurized. When you have a leak in a water line, it's gonna show up. When you have a leak in a sewer line, it's just gonna go into the ground, okay? Because it's not pressurized, it all works on gravity. So there's things that probably need to be done that we don't even know need to be done yet. This operating system at the sewer plant is one thing. The rest of the water mains in town. This water main right here on 173 is estimated to cost $880,000. All right? So let's talk about reserve money. We don't have a lot if you want to look at it that way, okay? So I'm a little reluctant to pull the trigger on some things unless we absolutely have to have it done. But there are also some things I'd like to do. I'd like to turn that old pump house into a library, okay? Maybe we can find a way to take $35,000 or $40,000 out of this general fund and use it over there to refurbish that building and put in a library. A lot of people would like to have that. The school thinks it would be a good idea. We have a sesquicentennial coming up in 2023. It's a 150-year anniversary for this town. And I'd kind of like to do something for that too. So, you know, there's some things that we need to talk about. Linda is trying to form a committee of people in town to sit down and decide what we would like it to look like and find out what it would cost us to do this so we can budget for it and maybe get the businesses and Lions Club and everybody in town going on this so we can do something about it, you know? Have a parade and maybe get the news out here or whatever, who knows, you know? But these are things that we're trying to accomplish. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. All right, so next thing on the budget is the gutter condition. Mr. Wakely.
Alright, so, as you know, some of the gutters are pretty, iffy. I had a guy come out, Anthony Seamless Gutters out of Poplar Grove, came out and did a walkthrough with them. They're actually worse than what we thought. I have pictures, but a lot of the spots, they need flex seal, they're caulked because it's leaking, or there's screws missing, or it's just a shoddy job of being put together, so they're leaking, and everywhere they're leaking is rotting all the wood. The one missing gutter over here above the awning, he's gonna try to make something like that because you have to order in 20-foot sheets or whatever, and it's pretty expensive, especially this type of gutters that we have. So he's gonna try to make something. We're just waiting on an estimate. He's gonna end up punching a couple holes for downspouts out the back here to relieve that pressure off this back gutter because there used to be downspouts, but for some reason they took them all out. And then we have to check for code over here on this one because there's that electrical conduit next to it. So we just gotta check with Craig on that and see if it's like a code thing where you have to have something there or not. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we're just waiting on estimate on getting all that sealed up and patched up and looking nice
Okay,
and
yeah.
flowing.
I would appreciate that, yeah. Running water on the building is never good for a building. It needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, and if anybody's gone through the drive-through when it's raining, you're getting soaked over there.
Yeah, if you could do that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Trustee AG.
I've talked with the elementary school, and I'm going to actually go down there on Tuesday and do a guest reader spot and talk to them about a Thanksgiving craft that the kids want to do to display here at Village Hall. Every Christmas, the kids have usually done a craft at the school, and they either come down and decorate the trees, or one year we had little trees along 173. They're actually going to do a craft this year that the school's going to pay for. That's not going to be outside. We're actually going to display it in the windows along Village Hall here. It's something that they will be able to, after the season is done, take back home and hang on their own tree. The Christmas in Capron will still take place on the second Sunday, December 12th. As for a time to light the tree and refreshments, we're still working on that, still going to determine that. Halloween's coming up on Sunday. Of course, our trick-or-treat time to be from 4 to 7. Meet at the fire station for the parade at 7, over to the Lions Club, and the Lions Club will have refreshments and hot dogs.
Okay.
That is Sunday?
Yeah. Sunday.
Where was 50th Street?
It's actually over here in the little lot where the scarecrows are right now. It's actually right behind the scarecrows.
What's on the-
Yes, it's already up.
Yeah.
But you said that they're gonna be doing stuff actually inside this year.
We'll decorate the tree, but the kids' craft that they actually do will be in the building.
Diane?
By the way, the scarecrows were.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
really nice.
Everybody likes it. Okay. Anybody got anything else? Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
One thing I'd like to point out, I don't know if it's a big deal. I was looking for the Village of Capron website, and so there's something on Facebook. I don't know if that should be taken, it looks really weird.
I don't even look at
Some of
Facebook.
our pictures are on.
I don't care about Facebook.
No, it's the website, it's the villageofcapron.net. It's not
No,
.com.
like the old Village of Capron, if you go to Village of Capron, you type it into Facebook,
Yeah.
it's really weird, that, I don't know, can that be taken down? Or?
I don't even know what's on Facebook. How many Village of Caprons are on Facebook, so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't look at Facebook, I don't have anything to do with Facebook.
But you did just mention before, though, that the new site is up, that you can go
The
on.
new
and look at
website
all
is
the
up. Go to
ordinances.
villageofcaper.net, I think you're gonna like it,
No,
okay?
we've already gone through it.
Okay, all right. Anybody got anything else? Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.